baby eats is usually when babies are most happy. Usually before bedtime is another time after they've eaten, when they're kind of like in that sleepy awake period and you're getting ready to put babies down. So what we'll start with today is we always just warm up our babies by doing some simple yoga moves. We never just jump right into massage. So if babies can lay on a flat surface, okay, looking straight at you, you can be sitting, we're all sitting at a table today, you can sit at a table, you can be sitting on your bed, sitting on your floor. So here we're kind of, our distance between the baby, especially for me, is kind of far away. But when you're sitting on the floor, you're very close to your baby. And that's good because your contact, baby can see you, baby can hear you, okay? But when we start out with our gentle moves, we start out gentle movements. So first, arms. We're going to extend arms all the way out, 1, and then bring arms in and cross 2, and then all the way out and stretch 3. And then we'll do that 2 more times. So 1, 2, and big stretch out 3. And one last time. 1, and then we cross over 2, and big stretch out 3. Now for the second move, we'll take hand and opposite foot. I know some of these dolls are a little rigid, but this isn't how the baby will be, okay? But if you take your opposite hand and foot and then cross, you're going to touch 1, 2, and then 3, and a real hyper stretch out. And then we'll do one more. 1, 2, and then 3, and all the way stretch out. So let's try, and then we'll move to the other side. So foot to hand, 1, 2, 3, and a big stretch out. And then 1, 2, 3, and big stretch out. Then we were going to just cross over our legs, so you can go 1 on top, over, and down. Opposite, over, and down. And we'll do one more. Over, and stretch down. And then bottom, and stretch down. While we're still here, if you have, you could do some bicycle motions, bicycling the legs in toward the abdomen. And then after about 10 seconds or so, bicycle out. Okay? Good. And then we'll go back just the other way one more time, bicycling in, and then bicycling out. Okay. So that's it for our warm-up. Usually after a warm-up, we will just take our hands, you can place them above on the baby's chest and shoulders and just kind of run them up and down. Usually by this time, you know, you're talking, cooing with your baby, you're talking about the massage, you know, back and forth, whatever you coo with your baby about, okay? So, for massage, we don't have oils here, but when you use your oil, you're going to apply oil to your hands first. Just give a nice little rub together, okay? I always start with legs, move to the arms, chest, head, and we'll sequence through it. When you're giving a baby massage, babies always have a very short attention span. So you may only get through 15 minutes of a massage, 10 minutes of a massage before your baby starts freaking out. That's okay. Babies also prefer some parts of the body over the other parts of the body. So if you're massaging, babies love to have their legs massaged, they love to have their feet massaged. They hate their face being massaged, anything to do with their face, anything to do with their belly sometimes that they really dislike. So when it goes to massage, stick with what your baby likes. Give those, use those moves most often, and then you can incorporate the other ones as she gets a little bit older, tolerates the massage a little bit more. You can only expect a 10-minute to 15-minute massage when you initially start. Okay, so if we apply some oil to our hands and rub them together, we'll do one quick sweep, wipe down from shoulders to feet. We will, we're going to start up here at the arm. So we'll start whatever arm you want to start with. what you're going to do is start with the hand kind of grasping at the shoulder and just a real, not heavy, but like a real solid stroke, kind of come up and down on your arms. Not too heavy, not too light. You don't want to tickle a baby, but you don't want to, babies don't want a deep massage either. So just a nice firm pressure starting from your, starting from baby's shoulder out over the fingertips. I know with the dolls it makes it kind of hard to get the fingers, but if on your baby you'll actually come up and over all the hands. There's no set amount either for the amount of times that you have to do the stroke, just whatever you feel like, okay, I'm done with the arm, okay? So from this stroke, starting from the shoulder out, we're going to start at the top of the shoulder and you're just going to roll the arm back and forth. Baby's arms are pretty small, so you can typically get the whole arm in with your roll, but if not, when your babies get bigger, you can start with the top of the arm, the bicep, and then move down to the forearm, okay? So the goal is to, here for massage, is that you're going to take all the blood from the center of the heart and move it out to the extremities, and then at the end, we'll put it all back in. So you can see that we're little by little moving blood out from the extremities. Okay. Then we're going to do a twist. So let's start with if you start at the top of the arm as best you can use like 2 fingers, however, and just be twisting back and forth, and you're going to come down all the way from the top to the bottom. Okay. So next, we extend the arm all the way up to the top, and then if you just take your hand and gently from the palm, the inside of the arm, and down the side. We're just going to give gentle strokes down the side. Okay. Anytime too, when you're giving the massage, babies tend to absorb the oil. If they do, just keep applying oil as you need it, okay? So next we'll go to hand. If you start with the hand, and baby's reflex will want to curl up their hand. That's okay, just go over their curled fingers. Eventually they will loosen up as they get used to, but you're just going to start at the palm and do thumb over thumb, okay, through the palm and all the way up over fingers, okay? Then next, we're going to do a thumb palm press. So you just take your thumbs and you're pressing all along the palm of baby's hand. Just nice, gentle, firm pushes. Next are finger rolls. So each finger, individual finger, you're going to take and roll it gently back and forth in between your own. This guy's got his hands curled, but just each finger, okay? Some babies, while you're doing that, I'll tell you too, there's different positions. Some babies like to be held when they're, so you can the whole arm massage, the whole massage can be done if you're holding your baby, okay? So if I was just doing finger rolls, I could be holding this way. Some babies like to, when we have massage class, like to look out to the crowd, so you can always sit and do your massage this way too, okay? The next, if you turn the baby's top of the hand over, and you're just going to do a thumb over the top of the hand. And then next we do wrist rolls. So you just take your wrist circle, start on either side, and just come all the way around to the back of the hand. And then circle all the way back to the right. And then the last move for arms is you want to take everything and just push it all back up from the hand up to the top of the shoulder. So this gets repeated too on, your next arm. just for time. I won't go through each one, okay? So we'll move down to the leg, so you would add a little bit more oil to your hands. Give yourself a nice slide from the top. So it's basically the same once we get to the leg. We're going to start at the top of the hip, top of the leg, and just stroke from the top of the leg down across the feet. Then we're going to do some rolling of the leg back and forth. And you could start at the calf, work to the thigh, and then from the thigh back down to the calf. Also, too, that you should know that there's no correct movement. You know, if I'm doing it this way and the handout says I do this move, there's no right or wrong when you're doing massage. You can start, you know, twisting. The last thing, you know, you always want to start bringing things out and lastly putting them back, but there's no set order. So now we can twist leg. Hip down to the foot. Babies generally love their feet. They love to have their feet massaged. So when you get to your feet, you're just going to start coming from the sole of the foot from the heel all the way up across the toes. Then we'll do heel sole presses, so your thumbs and you're pressing all along the soles of the feet. You do all along the toes too. Here too, we also make the letter C. Babies will typically curl their toes around your finger, but if you take your index finger under the toe and at the bottom of the heel, and you're just going to give some gentle pushes, pushing the foot back and forth together. Then we're going to go to toe rolls, rolling each toe back and forth. And then thumb over thumb on the top of the foot. Then ankle rolls, so gentle little circles from the front to the back, and then from back to front. So we'll move on to abdomen here. We'll move on, sorry. This gets repeated, okay, on your other leg too. One thing I would suggest though, I would do both extremities at once. If you're going to do the arms, do both arms. If you're going to do legs, do both legs instead of doing arm, leg, okay? So extremity, as we focus on the abdomen, a little bit of oil to the hands. First thing we're going to do is start at the top of the hips, fingertips at the top of the hips, and just up and over the chest and down. Okay? Then we'll start at the top of the hip. You don't have to stop in between these. If you stop at the top, and then we're just going to do a crossover. Then the next one, we can keep to the top, finger start at the top of the hip, up to the nipple line, down, around the sides, and up and back. Okay, this is called the butterfly. So it's up to the nipples, down around the side, and back up again. So the next one too, we're going to, actually, you can stop. You're going to place your hands, both hands, underneath the baby, this is going to be some moves. The next moves I'm going to show you about if your baby's colicky, gassy, getting rid of gas. So if you take your thumbs, start just below the nipple line and just move back and forth, okay? This helps move the gas out, away, out of belly, okay? So this next one, in conjunction with this one, you're going to start with your right hand, baby's left. So just as you're looking at your baby, it's called I love you. It's the easiest way to remember if your baby's having gas. The colon kind of runs like a horseshoe, okay? So food comes in, down through the esophagus, stomach, up and around. But basically it takes a horseshoe shape. So if you just start running your hand down the baby's left side, using your right hand, just going to make that I movement. So once we're done that, now we're going to take our hand and run it across from the baby's right, your left, and upside down L is the easiest way. So now you're doing the L. And then we're going to do a U shape. So top of the hip, across just under the nipple line, and down. So once you usually do all three, then you can start just the I, upside down L, and then the U. The theory of this is that you're going to get gas, and if your baby's constipated, this is another really good move for constipation. It's kind of the thought is that you're going to get stool moving, okay, in the direction out of the intestines, okay? The one last thing, if baby's having gas from baby's left side, from your left to your right, if you take your fingers and just gently walk them across the baby's belly, you may even feel gas bubbles dispersing underneath fingertips. A lot of classes that I've taught, babies that have constipation, moms usually say on the way home or that evening, babies usually have a really big bowel movement. So I've heard it does work, okay? So you'll try. Okay. So that's really good. And there is one of your handouts here, massage for relief of gas and colic. Okay? So you can use those and it shows those exact moves on there. Okay? So face. I want to go over face and then there's a couple moves that I'm going to tell you about nasal congestion and things that you can do when during the winter, especially now that's upon us for nasal congestion and colds. So always with baby's face, you're going to cradle your baby's hand. Baby's head underneath your hands. We always start with the forehead, thumbs meeting at the middle of the forehead, and you're just going to come down almost to the ear. So start in the middle of the forehead and all the way down. Babies typically hate the face. They hate anything in their face, but I think as they get older and get more comfortable with getting a massage, they enjoy it more. Okay? So, from the forehead, we'll move to eyebrows and just come across the eyebrows, across the top of the ear. Okay. So, the next one. This is another good one for nasal congestion. If you can get your thumbs, if you don't have nails, into the baby's crooks here in the eye, what you want to do is get as close there without putting your fingers in your baby's eye, but kind of putting a little pressure on the top bridge of the nose. What you're going to do is press down a little bit, come across the top of the cheek and all across the ear, okay, the middle ear. So it's in the crook of the eye, gentle pressure down, across the top of the cheeks and down. The theory is that you're opening up this whole airway cavity that's inside, and then it'll drain out through the lymphatic inside, okay? In ears and in that space in the center. So you want to do that a couple times. That'll help relieve some congestion. After that, we'll go top of the lip. And everything is coming from, in the center, out past the ears, okay? So top of the lip, out past ears. Okay. And then bottom of the chin all the way up. Past the ears. Bringing your thumb up to cheeks. We're even just going to do little cheek circles. Then you can move back to the jaw and do jaw circles all the way down. Then back up. And then the last thing that we do for head is just a gentle scalp massage. So you can just start with little circles on the top. You can gently pick up and do to the back. And then ending with the head, we just come around the back of the head and down the front. Okay? So when you're moving to the last two babies on their backs, most women do, moms or who's ever massaging, do it with their baby, typically on their lap. You can do it with your baby laying on a blanket before you, but that's usually the most comfortable. Babies like being there. They kind of, you know what, I'm just going to use this chair so we can show you the demonstration. So, babies will typically lay just like this in their natural position here. And we usually start top of the head and just bringing your hands down from the top of the head, one after another. Top of the head all the way down across the feet. Okay? From there we move to the middle back, and then hands are just going back and forth across. Then we can do the X up over the shoulder and down. If you can kind of do the other way, bring your hand around and hit the other shoulder. We move on to back circles. It can be start at the lower back first. Then our last is just take your fingertips, kind of a gentle, not too ticklish, but firm, just running fingers from top to head to bottom of feet. Okay? So that is massage for full-term baby. Like I said, when you're teaching parents about massage, typically babies will not last more than 10 to 15 minutes of the massage. Their attention span is just not that great. As their babies get older and they introduce it more and more, babies tend to like it more and more, and they'll tolerate longer lengths of time. If you're talking to parents or instructing parents about massage for a preterm baby, preterm babies generally can take a lot of, I'm missing a word, from the outside, you know, when you're, all right, let's go, maybe it'll come to me. Yeah, babies, preterm babies cannot tolerate stimulation, a lot of stimulation. So most babies too are on the ventilator. These moms of preterm babies are unable to hold their babies. So this is a great way for moms to feel engaged with their babies. It's a great bonding experience for their babies. We would not do typically any of these moves that we've just done on the full-term baby on the preterm. So usually the preterm infant who's intubated or is in an isolette, there's the windows, doors that moms and dads can put their hands through. It's all about containment and just a pressurized hold. So if babies are ventilated, we just recommend that moms go in and do a hold for the head and maybe across the legs, okay? Also just hand, okay? This gives the baby a bonding sense, it gives mom a bonding sense, and just that gentle touch other than a massage. The rubbing, the patting can sometimes overstimulate the preterm baby, and we don't want to do anything, you know, to aggravate or upset, okay? We want to keep them as calm as possible. So it's all about containment, keeping blankets or their boundaries nestled, okay, in them, but just moms just going in and just nice gentle touches, okay, or even underneath on the buttocks, okay? So the good part about infant massage for infants is the advantages that it has. Of course, it helps with bonding, especially your preterm infants, your moms that can't hold their babies right away. It does give them a sense of bonding. And moms too, it gives them a sense of empowerment that they're doing something for their infant and they're really helping their infant. I think the massage in general empowers all moms that they're really doing something that they enjoy, that babies enjoy, and it brings them closer, even dads too. It helps with respiratory, as you can see, it helps clear out airway. It also helps with muscle tone, babies who have a decreased muscle tone, babies who are intubated for a long time and are not getting that muscle engagement that they would need for development. The massage actually goes in. You know, you can go in and massage your baby. There's no time limit. There's no how many times a day you would want to not massage your baby or massage your baby. No time is not too many. So we have physical advantages. We have emotional bonding advantages. I don't know really of any disadvantages for infant massage. Maybe there is, no, I can't think of any a disadvantage of why you would not want to massage your babies. Some cultures, in culture massage, Indian moms, grandmoms are known to massage babies throughout their whole lifetime. So when they get to older stages, older children in the teens. And you can adapt massages as the baby gets older. Okay? Does anybody have any questions about massage? Administering massage? When to do? No? Okay. Well, you have handouts. In the intensive care nursery, we have educators here that teach massage every month. Feel free to get out there, educate your parents about massage. Bring the parents to our class, learn your massage education here. Love to see you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.